Well, welcome back, everybody. Don't know if you remember this little machine here, but this is something that I made a while back, and I put up a video on it. It is a simple vanilla shop that if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and click the link that's in the description or the link that's appearing on the screen right now. And it's a really neat little system. If you have enough iron, obviously that's a lot of iron there. If you have enough iron, though, this is something that you can do if you have a little server you run with friends or something like that, or you're even on a multiplayer server that's, some of the professionally hosted ones. You can build this and have a little trading outpost somewhere. Um, and it's one item for one item. And it's a really neat little system that's completely self-contained, and they just drop their items in this top chest here, and then it goes off and it triggers stuff and it comes back, and then the items pop out here, and these little redstone lamps light up if that item is in stock. So anyways, go check that out if you think that's something that's interesting. Right now, what I wanted to show you was actually this right down here, the little dropper clock. So this was just a simple system where every time an item comes in, it triggers the dropper, and the dropper spits the item out up, which then floats to the player. So it basically just appears in their inventory. Um, very, very well hidden. They don't see anything if you don't want them to. Obviously you can design this in many different ways. Um, but this dropper clock is triggered only when a new item comes in. And the way that this machine works, you don't really have to worry about you ever getting multiple items in at once because of the way that hoppers work and such. But if you have some other system where you're trying to distribute items and you're dependent on a dropper clock, this isn't the most efficient because should an item be in here and just here, let's actually right there, it will freeze open if you see that, and it won't keep dropping. So this isn't the most efficient item that you could have, and I want to show you today what a slightly better design would do, where anytime there's an item in it, it will just keep on pulsing. It'll just keep on going. So right over here, I've got everything set up. So this is the basic design, just from up above. It's 1 by 3 by 3, so it's only one high, nice and easy to stick underneath platforms like that. You've got your dropper, a comparator to measure whether something's in there or not, redstone, repeater, redstone, 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 repeater. And so this is the entirety of the layout right here. This is all of the items that you'll need. So it's pretty cheap, pretty easy to get. Now compare that with this other one. This is a, right over here, this is one that I found actually on Mumbo's channel, Mumbo Jumbo. His name is just Mumbo. Side note, I don't know if I've said this before, but Mumbo is actually just the one guy. Jumbo was once his pal. Oh, sorry about that notification down there. That's Game Ranger. I didn't shut it down earlier. Anyways, Jumbo was his pal, but he took over the channel, so the channel is Mumbo Jumbo, but his name is just Mumbo. I called him Mumbo Jumbo for a long time, and I found that out like 2-3 months ago, something like that. Anyways, so this is the design that I just thrown out there just because it was easy. This is the design that he had found. Obviously, this isn't 3D, so this is as close as I could get it. But it's a little bit more expensive. You require a couple of blocks, same number of repeaters and comparators, still your dropper, but it also takes a redstone torch, a couple of extra redstone, and it's a little bit more complex. So you have your dropper here, you have a block here through which the comparator is measuring, and then that sends out a signal right through here, and then it also goes over the top. Now I actually took out a part. One advantage to this is that you can easily turn it on and shut it off without destroying the cycle, and you do that by just removing the torch from there. So you notice it's pretty quick. It spits them out. Just drop the torch off, and boom, it just stops. So if you want to stop it for some reason, if you're getting a bunch of items on the ground that you can't pick up and your computer's going on the fritz, just knock that out and then you'll be good. I may have actually... hang on. No? Okay. I wasn't sure if if this was still, there was something I did earlier that made the torch burn out, but that must be fine. Okay, so that's the version that I found there on their on Mumbo's video. It was a friend of his that made that for a, I believe it was a squid farm, a ink sac farm. This is a slightly more compact version, and I'm honestly not sure why he chose to do this over this, Mumbo's friend. I'm sure he had his reasons, but I just don't know what they are. Basically, with this, you're just chopping off these last two blocks, or just chopping out those and scooching the dropper over. So you don't need a redstone torch. You don't need that block in between. If you see here, here are the differences. It's just been scooched over a little bit. And you don't require a redstone torch. With this one, you can turn it off as well by just removing the redstone on the top. And it's the same speed, same number of ticks. You never have to worry about torch burnout, even if you have this misset. Although, if you have it set at the wrong speed, these are all set to just the 1 tick. This is the default. And you can slow it down if you want. If you want to do that, then you can certainly make it drop slower. But that's up to you. Definitely don't have to. So, so that's this one. It's a little bit shorter. Now, one of the reasons that this is actually sometimes maybe more handy than these is that this is just one high. So if you've got a platform you've got to stick this under, you've got to sandwich it in between stuff, you can't really do this because this is really 3 blocks high. You've got your base level, you've got one up, and then the redstone has to go on top of that. And that's for both of these. Well, I came up with a little bit easier solution that kind of flattened out that other version there. And this is what it looked like. So compare this to the last one. Here you've got your vertical stack of items and the redstone that goes across it. Now this is a flattened version, and this is missing the block of iron that is the off switch in this case. So what happens is the comparator checks the dropper, and then it throws the signal out into the repeater. It powers this block, which then splits the path this direction to hit the comparator again, and in this direction in order to power the dropper. Now, it is important for each of these that your comparator be in subtract mode, because if you notice, if it's in regular mode, then it stops. That's just because of that one. I forget what the reason was. I think it was a timing issue. But anyways, it's important that you have this in subtract mode because what subtract mode does is it measures what's coming in the side of the comparator. So this redstone here, it takes this original source with whatever redstone power. So this is full power. It's absolutely full. There's a video that I did with way over there. You see my item sorters. In that one, I actually talked a little bit about it with the redstone power and how much containers generate off of based on how full they are. So the comparator takes that number, and you can look it up. It's on the Minecraft wiki if you really want to know more. It takes the strength of this redstone signal, and then it checks it against this side one. In subtract mode, it subtracts this. So say full power of 15, that's the maximum power of redstone that you can have. You can have 0 through 15. And then this side here is also 15. And so subtracting it to 0. So what happens is it sends out a pulse because this has stuff in it. The pulse goes around and says, hey, 15 minus 15 equals 0. So it turns off. Well, this turns off, and then that says, oh, hey, there's nothing on the side, so it's 15 minus 0 again. Turns on. Oh, 15 minus 15, and it just keeps going and going and going. So that's how you get a pulse here. And it's a really neat little system, and it takes just a little bit more space. You notice this is, just the one tall, but it's still a 3x3 with the dropper off the side, whereas this one is just a 3x3. So it's a tiny bit bigger, but this one, as you can see, is completely filled, and the timer is still going. So let's get to how to build them real quick. Okay, for this first one, these are the materials that you're going to need. You need a dropper, 1 comparator, 2 redstone repeaters, and 4 redstone. So pretty easy. This one just shoots off a pulse every time that you get something coming in. So you get your comparator coming out, redstone, repeater, set to 1 tick, redstone, redstone, redstone. Whoops, hang on, sorry. Yes, and repeater set to 1 tick going in. And that's it. For this next one, you need all of this. You need a dropper, a 4 blocks of whatever, doesn't have to be iron, just something that can be powered. So no transparent blocks, like no glass, no leaves, things like that. A redstone torch, 6 redstone, 2 repeaters, 1 comparator again. Okay, so this one, drop that down, take your block, and your comparator coming out. No, oh, am I going to run out of space? No, I don't think so. A repeater, a block, redstone on top of that, redstone coming around to the side, repeater, redstone down, and then here we go vertical. So just on the side there, put 2 blocks. Whoops, did I do 1 too many redstone? Scratch that. I think I told you too many redstone. We'll just check that out. And then your torch like that. And set the comparator to subtract mode, and we're all good. Alright. This next one, you need three iron or blocks of whatever, 1 dropper, 1 comparator, 2 repeaters, and let's see if again, nope, I got it right, and 5 redstone. Okay, so you drop your repeater, do your comparator straight out of it, a repeater, block, redstone, redstone, repeater, redstone, and then you go vertical with block, block, and redstone, redstone. And that's that. Set to subtract mode. That's that. And the very, very last one. Okay. For this one, you're going to need 4 redstone, 3 repeaters, 1 comparator, 2 blocks of your choice, and your dropper. So you start like that. Take your dropper, take your comparator out, go straight out of there, then your repeater, then your block. I accidentally grabbed an extra block. Gosh, I wonder how I did that with both of those things. Anyways, and you don't need redstone on top of this. This is, like I said, this is one of the big advantages. You don't need to have redstone on top, so this can be a flat 1 by 3 by 3 or 4, 1 by 3 by 4 area. So then you run your redstone, repeater, redstone, and then on the other side you do redstone, redstone, repeater. Oh, that's the other block. That's right. And then your block. This is what actually powers the dropper. And put that in subtract mode, and you're all good. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. This is something that you can really plug into anything that requires a dropper clock, whether it's transporting items, some sort of a homemade shop, anything like that. And if you liked this video, don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you liked about it. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. And if you really liked it and you want to see more coming straight to your homepage on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.